Now we are about to tackle the dairy organizations and companies in the Philippines. First is the National Dairy Authority. Created by the National Dairy Development Act of 1995, otherwise known as the Republic Act No. 7884, the National Dairy Authority is mandated to ensure the accelerated development of the Philippine dairy industry through policy direction and program implementation. It is an agency attached to the Department of Agriculture. Next is the Dairy Confederation of the Philippines. The Dairy Confederation of the Philippines, or known as DairyCon, was founded on January 25, 1993 and registered with the Cooperative Development Authority on November 25, 1995. As the apex organization of all dairy cooperatives, associations, and processors in the Philippines, it serves as an avenue for dairy farmers in the discussion of common interests affecting the dairy sector in particular and the dairy industry in general. Next is the dairy companies in the Philippines.
How to improve the dairy industry in the Philippines. 1. Support establishments of breeding centers. 2. Continue training farmers and technicians. 3. Invest on new machines. And finally, patronize dairy products that are made in the Philippines. Let's now move on to the SWOT analysis. What are its strengths? First, it has its own government agency. Second, it has ongoing programs. And third, 59 provinces are engaged in dairy production. And for its weaknesses, 1. There is a lack of facility. 2. There is a need for more advanced technology. And third, there is a lack of support. But finally, Filipinos are highly dependent on imported products. But let's talk about opportunities. Did you know? There is an increasing number of local dairy companies in the country, just like the one in UP Los Baños. Also, there is an increase in training facilities. And lastly, there are partnerships with universities. However, it has also threats. Did you know? Filipinos are fond of imported dairy products. And also, Filipino professionals choose to work abroad, like in New Zealand and Australia.
Good day, I will be giving statistical updates about the Philippine dairy industry. These were taken during the 20th Dairy Congress and Expo that was held last May 2017. One of the speakers of the said event was Department of Agriculture Secretary Emmanuel Piñol, wherein he mentioned some of the constraints in the development of the Philippine dairy industry. Aside from that, I will also be giving updates about the dairy-related programs in the country. To start off, out of 82, there are 59 provinces in the country that are engaged in dairy production. And as of July 2017, the total carabao inventory was at 2.88 million. And there is a total of 45,439 dairy animals in the country. According to Department of Agriculture Secretary Emmanuel Piñol, one of the constraints in the development of the Philippine dairy industry is that because it is heavily dependent on imported dairy products amounting to over $797 million. Despite the constraints, there is no doubt that the Philippine dairy industry is indeed growing. In 2010, there is a total of 15.86 million liters of local milk produced, while in 2015, it increased to about 20.39 million liters. And in 2016, there is a 4% increase with a total of 21.16 million liters of local milk produced. Let us now move on to the dairy-related programs in the country. The first program is the Dairy Multiplier Farm Program, organized by the National Dairy Authority. Its objectives are to address the imminent issues on availability, affordability, and quality of dairy animals in the country, to set up and operate multiplier farms in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, to encourage and enjoin private and public sector partnership in dairy breeding and calf rearing farm operations, and lastly, to actively promote the production and distribution of local-born dairy animals and thus increase the dairy-based stocks in the country. The next program is the Milk Feeding Program. This program continuously serves as the base market of the local dairy farmers, especially those who had just started in the business of dairying. It addresses the issues of poverty by rescuing children from malnutrition while providing a steady flow of income to the local dairy farmers and their cooperatives. Lastly, the Dairy Congress and Expo. It is geared towards substantially raising the productivity and incomes of dairy farmers, augment the base herd, create new market, and accelerate the realization of a self-reliant countryside.